Right, so in this video I'm going to be making a few changes with this tank and the basking area, just like I said I would. Right, so I've said before I wasn't 100% happy with the basking area for the turtles, but now I've come up with a completely new idea on how to change things around in the fish cave and spice it all up and make it look a bit better. So that tank and that tank are going to be the main ones getting their first change, and then that tank's going to follow. So watch this space. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be stripping down this basking area, and I'm going to be creating a new one to put on there because I'm going to be putting the turtles over there. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and let's see how we get on. Right, so my first project, I'm going to be turning this light off, bring this down without trashing the place. Then I'm going to take the lids off. I've got to make a support where I can put this on. This is going to be my new basking area, and I can put the lid on here on top of there with the basking. Put some glass in the bottom of it just so it protects the plastic so it doesn't melt, fingers crossed, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so for the first part I've got the old basking area off, and it's coming to pieces because obviously there was no top and no bottom. So now I've just got to carefully dismantle all that part so I can dispose of it. Now I've got to try and strip that bit. What I've managed to do so far is I've put one of the ends of the old basking area firmly in the bottom, so of course that gives it that extra support. Now I'm marking off the area that I want to cut out of the basket, the box, so that I can sort out where they're going to come into their basking area. Alright, so here's what I'm going to be doing to make my basking area. We've got the bucket, which I've had to use the jigsaw to cut the hole out of. I've got a glass attached to pieces of wood, which I'm going to use as my base. I've got the mesh squared thing lid, which will sit on top. Sit on top like that and hold the basking light. And then we've got the egg crate, which is just going to sit on top as well. So I'm just going to put all that together and we'll come back as soon as it's done. Alright, and then here we are. So the wood's at the bottom, the egg crate's on top. As I say, we could just stick the lid on the top. Easy enough, sit still. And then all we got to do is put it on top of the tank and then attach this with some cable ties. Right, and here is the finished setup. I think it actually looks a lot better. So you can see inside we've got the rocks and plants set out like we did before. The egg crates all sat down nicely. I've got these cable tied on loosely just so that I got the drop, and then I've put some lead weights at the bottom as well just so it keeps the hang. Then, as I say, I've got the lid on top, basking light, job done. And then I've had to have this light at an angle because I've got it sat on a load of glass, so obviously it takes up a lot of space. So I've had to have the light coming at an angle, but you've still got a decent brightness in there, so it doesn't make much difference. And then I've had to cut these to shape as well, just so it covers the rest of the tank and prevents any more condensation. But eventually, for this lid, I will be getting some of that plastic, so hopefully it'll stop so much condensation coming out and my water levels dropping. Right, so one final alteration, well, two final alterations. I've put a smaller lamp on it so it's not so massive, and I've also put the lid on but cut a hole out the lid so you can still get the heat through without the melting plastic. So now it's just time to get the turtles out of here and put them into there, and see if I can put the plec and the parrot cichlid in as well, and then you'll have to guess what's happening with this tank. All I will tell you is the angels will be going bye bye. Now normally I'd expect this from a snapping turtle, but not a musk turtle. I'm going to have your finger off. I'm going to have you. Go into your new basking area. Tell me what you think. Right, and now it's Dill's turn, but notice how peaceful he is. Why is the focus so crap? So the other, oh, yep, there we go, look. Off he goes to explore. Now it's Dill's turn. And there we go, this musk turtle ready to go over as well. So we'll bring him over here. Sit him in with Dill. Oh, there goes Dill, straight down. Look at that, waste no time. So now them and the other fish have just got to get acquainted, and hopefully all will be well in here. They've done well in the other tank, so it's just a case of keep an eye out. Fingers crossed. Up, up, up. And there goes the third one. So now in this tank we have got the 3 turtles, the 3 Syndontis catfish, we've got the 2 Raphael catfish, which one of them you can just about see in there, the 4 normal JDs, and we've got the electric blue JD in here as well. And we've also got our giant plek and Tango in there as well, so we just got to leave them to it, let them all sort out their own territories. We've got plenty of hiding places all the way around, so hopefully everything will be well. Just got to keep an eye on them. We're going to be sorting out the Malawi tank. I've decided I'm going to try and upgrade it, so this tank is going to be going to this tank. So hit that subscribe button. That I've obviously emptied out all the other fish except for the angels. The angels I'm waiting for somebody to come and pick up, but I've lowered the level of the water in the tank for now because I've done a bit of a water change, or I will be, I'm halfway through it. But all this is going to be coming over here, so I'm going to get all the rock, all the fish, bring them over here, because as they get bigger and there's so many of them, I want them to have the bigger tank with more space. Alright, so I've decided for a temporary situation, seems these will be going later on tomorrow. That tank, I'm going to get all the rock over and move it over, get as many of the fish over, and then the angels can stay in this tank until obviously the people come and get them. Tell you what I do find amazing, is when you take all the rocks out and you see how much rubbish is actually in the tank. So now it's just a case of catch the fish, move them over. They're the same temperature tanks anyway, so fingers crossed now. Right, so now we've got the angel fish in this tank, everything's cleared out, and then we've got all the Malawi moved over to this tank, so they're just sorting themselves out, and all I've got to do now is top up the waters and see what happens. We've got an extra heater in here just to make sure, but other than that we're all good. Right, so for now we're going to leave it at that. I'm just going to say again, thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to keep an eye on what's going to be going on, what I'm going to be doing, and all the extra changes I'm making. I have had quite a few ideas, and thankfully it ain't going to cost me anything extra either. My little helper here decided to help me try and catch all them fish, didn't you?
Yeah.
Was it easy or hard?
Easy there.
You think it was easy? I think it was bloody hard. But that's all we're going to do for now.
Yeah.
So we're going to come back when we've got all the rest of the footage. Don't wave bye-bye yet. So we're going to come back when we've got more Malawi rock and Malawis and things like that ready to sort out the other tank. But for now, what we're going to say?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So tell them, say like it, subscribe, and hit that.
Bow.
So bye.